Hi, I'm back again today. So Janelle agreed to do a live with me to talk about those things I just listed. So energy, sleep, poop, and we'll talk a little bit about money too, which is hilarious because we want more of all of those, right? More sleep, more energy, more pooping, and more money. And so I am going to try to add her if I can. This is always the hardest thing, to add somebody for an interview, but I'm sure I'm going to figure it out this time. Okay, I just invited her. So, I met Janelle in Kona. Hopefully she'll come on soon. I met her in Kona in Hawaii, my first trip to Hawaii, and we actually got a chance to visit. Mostly, I think it was at a dinner one evening. We had Indian food, and we got to chit chat. And she's one of the nicest people. I have met some of the nicest people through Plexus, but she's one of the nicest people ever. And so I just love her, and we have been talking together. Oh, good. She's requesting to be added, so let's see if I can figure that out. Okay, she's connecting.
Hi, can you hear me? Oh, it worked.
Oh, I
Good. How are
can. Hi, how are
you?
you? I, I was just talking about how wonderful you are, how
Oh,
nice you are, and how we got to visit a little
yeah.
Kona
Yeah, it's my
at
first
that
time
Indian
ever
restaurant.
having Thai food, so it was good.
Oh, yeah, me too. We're obviously
No,
not very
no,
adventurous.
that's okay though.
No, that's okay. But you're so nice, and so I enjoyed getting to know you, and I loved hearing your story. And so wanted to share your story. I just kidded that I put in the
No.
comments. I don't know if you saw it. I'm talking to Janelle about energy, sleep, poop, and money, things we
Right?
all want more of.
Absolutely, for sure.
So that's your story. So okay, so how long ago did you start Plexus,
Okay,
and
so
why did you
I
start?
am coming to you from Wisconsin. I live in southeastern Wisconsin. I'm a full-time second grade teacher, and I was doing all of the healthy things. So about 4 years ago, I was, eating clean most of the time. I exercised 6 days a week. I was trying to get enough sleep at night. I was drinking all of the water. I was doing all of the things, but I was still super tired by the end of the teaching day. I couldn't then fall asleep at night, even though I was tired, and I went to the bathroom. I pooped like once a week. And so that caused a lot of bloating and just
No,
it's uncomfortable. I'm sure if you've ever gone
yeah.
even just a couple days without going to the bathroom, it's not comfortable. And so I just finally decided, like, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So I had been watching a friend of mine from high school post about Plexus and just decided to try it. And that was 4 years ago. So I've been on the products for 4 years, and I have my whole family on these products. I just love them to death. I started on our very basic triplex combination, and that really took care of a lot of my issues quickly, and some of them took a little bit longer. So, like the sleep and energy within the first month just improved greatly. I was energetic at the end of the teaching day, could fall asleep at night and stay asleep, and I woke up not wanting to throw my alarm clock across the room. I felt energized when I woke up, which I had never had that before. So that was great. And those, like I said, happened probably within the first month. And it was probably 2.5, 3 months of consistency before my digestion really regulated and I was going to the bathroom 2 to 3 times a day like you're supposed to.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
it took that long. So right away, were you pooping more at least?
Yeah.
What took
Yep.
a while
So
to
just slowly
correct?
as I was being consistent with the products, because that's key. I tell people um, it would be like working out 2 or 3 times a week and expecting these amazing results. It's not going to happen. You have to be consistent. And so I started slowly going more and more, like from once a week to a couple times a week, to like 5 to 7 days out of the week, then to once every day. And now finally, probably about the 3 month mark, I was going 2 to 3 times a day, which is normal. Because if you think about how often you're putting food into your body, that needs to come out. And so it wasn't until 3 months of true consistency that that started happening for me.
Okay, so now when you coach people, because you have at least 150, if not 200,
Mm-hmm.
250 people on your team. So you have hundreds of people you've helped. So now when you coach people, if they're constipated when they start, do you help them to get cleaned out earlier? What do you think about
Yeah,
that
I
process?
mean, that's one thing I love about these products is that it comes with a one-on-one coach. And the team that we have, if I don't know the answer, I don't claim to know the answer to everything. If I don't know the answer to something or I'm not sure about something, we have lots of resources and lots of experienced people to help, which I love. But yes, I work really closely with anyone that's underneath me so that we find the regimen that's going to work for them. And I tell people, you have to be willing to tweak it. This is not a one size fits all. And so as we get you started, we're going to have to tweak some things as we go, and you have to do your part. You have to drink your water. You have to stay consistent. You have to be willing to be flexible and change things up if that's what your body needs.
So when did you start sharing these products with friends, get your family on them?
So I started in March of 2016, and the only person I told, the very end of the month, the only person I told for the first month was my husband, because I was spending the money and he needed to know that. And I was one of those people that was like, I just want to keep it to myself. I don't want to tell anyone. And if I could go back in time, you know, how many times do we do that? If I could go back and do things differently,
Right.
I would have posted the day I ordered my products, like, this is coming to my door. I can't wait to start it. Who's going to order today with me and get started with me? Because accountability is huge. When you have people doing it with you, then you're more likely to stay consistent. You can compare your results, because I've said it's not a one size fits all. Everybody experiences something different. We have 4 people in my household all on these products, and we've all experienced different health benefits from them. And we all take that core triplex combination. So for example, my daughter used to get really bad eczema in like her elbows and behind her knees. She doesn't have that anymore. She also used to get strep throat once or twice every winter. She hasn't had that since. My son was just like me and very constipated. Doesn't have that issue anymore. My husband, you know, typical man, started the products, dropped like 15 pounds right away without changing anything else. But he
Yeah,
also got rid of some severe joint pain from his elbows to the tips of his fingers that countless steroids had just been a band-aid for. Yeah.
that's awesome. That is such a true testament, because I hear people say all the time, like, how can this really heal all those things? And I have the same thing where I'm like, I remember when I first heard about these products and I was like, this is like a magic potion. Like, well, how could it really heal all
Yeah.
those things, you know? And it does, because it heals those root causes. So the eczema issue is a gut issue. Now tell me about your husband's weight loss, because weight loss is a tricky one. He was just on triplex, and how did
Yeah.
that
Well, he's
affect his
one of those
weight?
people too that I feel like he could eat one solid meal like mid-afternoon and be pretty good for the day. Like he's not a snacker, never has been. I just think he just started eating I don't want to say fewer portions, because he doesn't eat a ton, but like just smaller. Like he wasn't as hungry. Even now I notice at dinner, like kids and I'll be going for seconds on, you know, a side or something, and he just has that and then he's done with it. So it's been fun. It's been great to watch.
That's, I'm still drinking this. You know, I read the other day, I don't know if you've heard this before, but I've heard that if you drink the pink drink slower, the hunger control pink drink slower, it will have a longer lasting
Oh,
effect on your hunger. So if somebody who slams it may not have the same long lasting hunger control effects. So I was like, oh, that's interesting, because I actually do. Like I sip on this a while, and that's been my tip for COVID-19, not to
right?
gain the COVID-19, is instead of snacking, I tend to sip on this all day, because I have 2 a day. And so I tend to just kind of sip on it throughout the afternoon, throughout the morning, when normally maybe I would go to get some munchies.
Right.
So, but maybe that's what's helped. I noticed my hunger has been, it's just normal. It's not
Right.
just
Right.
ravenous for sugar.
Yeah,
It's
those sugar
normal.
cravings at bay, it helps a lot. And I think a lot of people, because they are home, some people are just eating more out of boredom and not really thinking and listening to their body, like, am I hungry? Am I really hungry right now? I was listening to Rachel Hollis
Yeah.
podcast. This was at the beginning of COVID, and she was
Yeah.
talking about, I don't remember who she was interviewing, but she remembered hearing, every time you go to the fridge, you should ask yourself, is this going to bless my body? And if the answer is no, like, just
Oh,
keep that little question in the back of your head. And I was like, oh, that's so simple, but really, that could help a lot of people. You know, will this bless my body? Yeah.
that's a really good one. Yeah. I have, like, I was talking to my husband this morning, we were talking about sugar and how I never could have given up sugar before the pink drink. Never. I mean, I tried, and we would joke about the times I tried and how I would eat the sugar
Oh,
substitutes instead, which wrecked the GI system. I mean, I was one of those people who had trouble going to the bathroom too, like you, but you put those artificial sweeteners in me and I was a mess. And so, like, we were kidding about that though, and how many times I tried, and how now actually I could give up sugar, and how just in general sugar is so bad for us, that if we could just get it out of our system, first of all, this helps. Blood sugar balance helps our body. But when we take that blood sugar balance to the next step and we actually use it to help our diet, to eat the foods that we know
mhm.
are fueling and blessing our body, then we are affecting our health in a way that's just profound, to not have to not force these toxins into our body to make our body
It is.
process
And I
them. It's
remember when
fascinating.
we first met in Kona in February, when we had dinner together and sitting next to you, that's the part of your story that really stuck out to me. The fact that you used to eat tons of sugar and now like you just don't even really like it anymore. I remember like, wow, that's incredible.
It is incredible. And it's like life changing because, and it's still, it was such a part of my life before, the sugar addiction, that still have a hard time. Like my
Mm,
brain hasn't caught up yet, that's not me, because that was me
yeah.
for 37 years or whatever. I mean, that was me. I was obsessed with sugar. And so the fact that I don't have to and I was talking to somebody else this morning, we were talking about freedom and just being free from that food addiction, being free from being addicted to sugar is so freeing, to not have to worry about it anymore, not have to think about it, to be able to say no to sugar and not feel like at a dinner party or something, like I need to eat 10 cookies, but I'm only going to have 2, but I'm like thinking about the cookies and I should be talking to you, but I'm
Right.
thinking about the cookies over there. That's not normal. And so it's awesome that we have something
Yeah.
that can fix that. Yes, Nicole, I know so many of us did. And so many of us were obsessed with sugar, and we're now like shouting from the rooftops, that's not normal. I used to think that it was totally normal because sugar is addictive. So I thought that obviously that I was just like everybody else. But the truth is, when you have yeast overgrowth and you have blood sugar out of balance, you have these two like raging beasts in your body that are craving sugar that is not a
Yeah.
normal
I'd say
sugar
a
addiction,
lot
I
of the
don't think.
people that I've helped too, like that were soda drinkers, like that's one of the first things when they start slim to notice, like, I don't even want that anymore. Like that doesn't even taste good to me anymore. That's a huge one is people that drink soda.
It doesn't. Yes, and I have a friend who just started, and he said he has not had a soda since he started drinking the pink drink, the slim pink drink. And he walks by the fridge and is like, "Do I want that? I really don't."
Right.
And so he doesn't get it anymore. And so sometimes fast,
Hmm.
sometimes people it takes a little time. And again, it goes back to that tweaking thing where like I like 2 a day. So and that, by the way, my pink drink is orange because I have some active in it. But I have 2 a day. Some people have 1 a day. Some people have 1 in the afternoon. Some people have 1 in the morning. Some people have half in the morning, half in the afternoon, to really keep that
Yeah.
blood
And I
sugar
love the
stable all day
versatility of
long.
it because it comes in little packets, so it's easy to take with you. I always have some in my purse during the school year. I have a drawer stocked at school. And you just dump it in with water, shake it up, and drink it. And it could be on the go. It doesn't have to be at the same time every day. You don't have to plan it according to a meal. You drink it when you can, when it works best for you and your schedule.
Exactly. I know people who carry and they have like water bottles at
Hmm.
work. Like you probably have a water bottle. You can just put it in a water bottle and shake it up really easily. I'm a mason
You
jar
and my
girl. I'm
daughter,
obsessed with
my
mason
daughter.
jars. I have a problem. I love jars. So I even take it with me.
Hmm.
You probably saw me in Kona with my mason jar, but it's just, I'm a creature of habit. I like my habits. And it does take some time to get into the habit. I tell people when they start, your first goal is just to get into the habit and the routine of taking these every day. I was talking to somebody today again, and she was saying like it was a change for her to take supplements at night. And so she had to
Yeah.
learn that new
And I
habit
often
of
tell
taking them at
people,
night.
I ask them, like, when they ask, is it easy? And I say, do you brush your teeth every day? Well, yeah. You can brush your teeth twice a
Yeah.
day. You can take your
Yeah.
supplements, and you do it at basically for most of the regimens, you pretty much do it at the same time. You take this when you get up in the morning, you take this right before your head hits the pillow. So when you brush your teeth, take them and drink your pink drink during the
And
day.
here's my vitamins for the day that I should have taken with breakfast and I should have taken with lunch, and I still haven't taken them. They're still sitting here. So
Yeah.
I just take them when you take them. Just get your body. I love Christy Jackson. She talked about how, there's this great regimen that she was on, but she couldn't remember it. So she just took everything. And within a few months, her thyroid corrected and everything was better and she felt better. But she didn't take it on schedule every second,
Yeah.
exactly regimented like she should. So you get you want
Right.
to, but you just take them. Just take it.
It's easy to do. If it's important, you find a way. If it's not, you find an excuse, right?
Yes, April, you can do it differently every day. Just make sure you get a stable amount in your body. That's my impression. Janelle, you can tell me differently, but I do believe that you should have, if you're going to do 2 a day, do 2 a day. If you're going to do 1 a day, do 1 a day, but try to get it in your body every day, because I do think the consistency with
I
Slim is
didn't see her question.
huge.
What
What
was
do
her
you think, Janelle?
question?
That I can do my drink differently from day to
I take
day.
that as like you can take it at a different
Like
time
I
every
think
day. Yeah. Like I don't always take mine at the same time.
right. I tend to do 1 in the morning and then 1 in the afternoon, but afternoon to me can be 11 to
Hmm.
like 3, like depending on when, I remember to do it or
Yeah.
whatever, how my schedule goes. Um, But I think as long as you get one in your body every day, and if you're doing two, try to do two every day, or just do as close as you can to consistent. But try not to miss days, because I know when I started originally, I drank one here and there, and I was like, this doesn't work, because I wasn't doing it consistently enough to have my body really feel stable, especially for things like hormone balance. When you balance your blood sugar and you balance your insulin, your hormones balance. But your hormones can't balance if you don't give it something to balance. If you don't balance
Right.
out your body every day. So I think that happened.
Right.
That's important.
Absolutely.
Consistency.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we go, you said sharing. So when did you start sharing, and how has this business blessed your
So
life
I
as a
started I
teacher?
started in March. I didn't tell anyone for the first month. And then I shared with like my mom and my cousin and a couple people at work first. And then I want to say it was like maybe May or June, I put up my first post. And I took it down right away because I was like, what are people going to think of me? And then I was like, I have something that's good. Like I can post a recipe that's crappy for them and I don't even think twice about it, but I have something that can really bless people. Why am I freaking out? And so I put it out there, and then later that day I was reading on my swing in my front porch and my phone just kept going off. And people were privately messaging me, "What are you doing? What is it?" So that
Yeah.
just kind of started, and I just I love that I didn't have to know everything because we have so many resources and people to ask questions if we still have them, if we're not sure about something. So I just started, naturally sharing with people. And the next thing I know, I'm getting an email like, "You've been paid." And I called my friend Brooke and I'm like, what am I getting paid for? I don't get this. And so I figured out why. And then just
Do
what?
you remember what that was? Do you remember
I
how much you
don't. I
made at
mean,
the
my
beginning?
first couple months, it was probably between like $200 and $300, somewhere in there. And I will say that the compensation plan has changed since I started for the better. So, um,
Yes.
like when I got my first three people, I think it was like 200 and some dollars, and now it's over 300. So it's just gotten better and
Yeah.
better. And that's something I love about this company, is that they truly believe if you're blessed, be a blessing. And they give back to their ambassadors in so many wonderful ways. So yeah, so I started sharing, not putting a ton of time into it in the beginning. I'd say probably the first like 18 months, I posted consistently and I shared with people and I maybe messaged a few people. And then when I started really realizing what I could do with this, helping more people, I mean, I'm a teacher, so I'm a helper by nature, helping more people and providing more for my family, it's been a game changer. Like we have two teenagers. Um, Both my husband and I are teachers. And so the extra income has been great as far as unexpected things that come up, helping with, monthly bills, adding a third driver and a third car last year when my son got his driver's license. And now we have our daughter getting her license in October. So all of those extra things that you don't think about, it's just been great. I mean, we don't have to think about them anymore. We just get it done and get it covered. And it's been so great for our family.
You've probably doubled
I've
your
probably
income,
what?
haven't you? Doubled your teacher
No,
income?
teachers in Wisconsin get paid pretty well, and I have my master's. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Good for you. Good for you.
yeah,
A
we
teacher
do.
who's well
They
paid.
pay their teachers pretty well here in Wisconsin. So, I mean,
Good.
I know from some people on our team that are out in Utah, like it's not so great out there for teachers.
Yeah. Yeah. Talking to Amy last week, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I've done that." And she and I hit Ruby last month. So tell me, are you surprised as surprised as I have been about how many people are silently
Yes,
suffering
when
with their
my phone
health?
started going off, like I was talking about after I put my first post up, the people that were messaging me and telling, asking questions because they're struggling with this, I was shocked because, and
Me
probably,
too.
I don't know, maybe people were shocked too when I started posting about it because they didn't realize that I was one of those people. I mean, people don't like to talk about what they're struggling with, whether it's
Yeah.
physically, mentally, emotionally, they just don't like to talk about it. So if we don't talk about it, it's not there, right? But I'm hoping that,
Right.
through sharing other people's stories and through sharing my own stories, that people can realize like it's okay. Everybody struggles with something and you don't always have to.
Yeah. Yeah. And so many people are suffering, and I think they're sick of asking for answers, because they've been looking for answers and they're sick of
Mm-hmm.
the search, searching and going and hearing there's nothing else, or here's another medication that causes
Right.
more
Here,
problems. They
it's
just get
either,
sick of it.
people are always like, I'm on this, and this, but then it causes this, and this. Or I've been to the doctor, I don't feel right, but they tell me everything's fine. Those are probably the two like opposite extremes that I
Right.
hear most often. I'm sure you do too.
I do. I do. Yeah. And I think you mentioned that you didn't know everything at the beginning, but are you
Mm-hmm.
shocked at how much you've learned through all the
Yeah,
amazing resources on
I
this
didn't
team?
realize how much was connected to gut health. I mean, I had no clue, not at all. And I guess I didn't realize that there are communities of people too that truly want to help other people and help you help other people, even though it's of no benefit to them. I mean, people that are checking in, like, how are you doing? I know you're trying to do this. Is it going well for you? How can I help you? It's just the community has been something I didn't know I needed and something I can't imagine my life without now.
Oh, it fulfills my life so much. It brings me so much joy. Like I was talking to somebody this morning who is like a fibromyalgia person, and I have somebody on my team with fibromyalgia who's really struggling. And so I connected her, and there's no financial interest in
Right,
this friend helping my friend, not at all. But she's helping in ways and teaching me things and her things about fibromyalgia that I don't know. And I'm so
right.
glad to know this now. And it's helping other things and other skin issues. And I'm usually the skin issue person. So people come to me for skin issue help. And I am so blessed that I can take the information that I have found from my family and share it with other families and help them. It's such a blessing.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
it
I
brings me
think,
so much joy.
things like skin issues, we don't associate that with gut health. We just don't. We think, oh, your gut's
No,
internal, your skin's
no, and
external. They have nothing to do with each other when they're so connected. Yeah.
no, it's gut and liver. That's your skin is gut and liver. Yeah, and your liver is trying to
Right.
detox the stuff out of your gut. So it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You as
I'm so
well.
glad to talk to you, and I'm so glad to hear you again. Thank
You're
you for
welcome.
doing
Thanks
this
for
interview
having
with
me.
me.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.